The Believotron Wanderlust is a 21st century musical instrument. It's got 8 knobs that can be assigned to any parameter and quickly turned to create new sounds and exciting effects. The 4 gamepad joysticks can be used to modulate 2 parameters simultaneously. The 4 OLED screens can be programmed to display parameter names, step values, or anything you want to print to the screens. The rear of the synth is used to connect to other hardware. You can connect an external keyboard or controller via the MIDI or USB MIDI connectors. Change patches or load new samples on the micro SD card. Listen to your creations through headphones or the line out. Modify external audio via the audio line in. A basic example setup involves connecting a generic USB MIDI controller to the Wanderlust using the MIDI or USB MIDI cables. The audio is generated from the Wanderlust and can be listened to via headphones or routed to a mixer. No synth model or programming knowledge is necessary to download patches from the internet and load them via USB cable or a micro SD card. You can create new synthesizer patches and modify existing ones using the graphical Axolotl patcher software. Drag and drop easy-to-use audio and effects blocks or dive deep and write your own code using the C programming language. With the Believotron Wanderlust, you can use any audio source, put it into the audio in, and run it through any effects processor. As you can see here,
people of Earth, we have taken control of your sun and your planet and are slowing it down so that there is an extra day in between Sunday and Monday used only for playing with synthesizers.
here we have 2 rows of drums. The top row is 1 oscillator, and you can hear it's a little bit more release as we go towards this side. The bottom row has that nice round tone to it. Also, you can tune the oscillator to whatever pitch that you want. You can also hear how it gives it a nice dry sound as you turn it up. The Believotron Wanderlust has an almost infinite... No, it does. The Believotron Wanderlust has an infinite number of patches. We really don't have the SD card space or the internet bandwidth or, I don't know, the time until the heat death of the universe. So we're just going to show you 4 of them. Here we have a simple sine oscillator, square wave. You can hear how we can adjust the pulse width using the knob. Nice little tone there. And something spooky and haunting. Spooky. Haunting. And again, like I said, if we had until the heat death of the universe and an infinite internet bill, we could just keep on pushing this forever and showing you more synth patches. But if we played them all, then you wouldn't be able to make your own. Shown here are the OLEDs on the Believotron Wanderlust. You can see that there's 4 separate screens, each centered around 2 knobs and a joystick. These could either describe these knobs, they could be a step sequencer, they could show you what synthesizer patch you're running. It's really whatever you feel like programming. But right now, we just have the basic attack, decay, sustain, release, some mods, and pitch and volume on here, just to kind of give you an idea of the sorts of information that you can put there. But it really gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of what you can program and what kind of feedback you want. Because the more complicated your synth is, the more you're going to kind of want to know, where am I in the patch and what am I controlling? Because you're not going to just stick with these 8 knobs. You're going to multiplex them quite a bit. And the system is really well suited towards doing that. The knobs are one of the most integral parts of the synthesizer itself. It allows for very rapidly changing a lot of the synth parameters. So for example, provides a nice kind of organy tone. We're going to play with the attack. You can hear how it goes from a very breathy flute sound to something that's a lot more staccato. And as we change the delay, there we go. Get something a little bit more plucky. And here we put on the sustain. You can hear how it carries the note. We can change the pitch of the overall patch. And the volume. Sometimes some of my most favorite sounds are when you're overdriving a sound. Now the synthesizer isn't just limited to these patches. The entire system is designed around using the knobs and the OLED screens to move in between different controls so that you're not limited to just 8 knobs. You can literally change whatever parameter you want to in the synth patch. So the joysticks they're really, well, mind the pun, they're a joy to work with. You can see right here, we have a couple of effects here. On the right here, we have a flanger effect. And on the left, we have a frequency mod. So it's actually changing, it's like an FM synthesis thing. And what's really useful for these knobs is, yeah, there's a lot of really disgusting sounds that kind of come through here, but it's a very quick way of finding an amazing noise. And as soon as you find that noise, you can go back and refactor the patch, and so you can make it, instead of it being like, oh my god, just moving it a little bit is an insane amount of loud cacophony. It turns into that, that beautiful detuned synth you kind of want.